quite a number of politicians, Mr. Odinga, who find you unreliable. You fell out with former Vice President the late Kijana Wamalwa. You fell out with President Moi. You fell out with your former NASA coalition colleagues, Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula, and also Ruto. People don't just feel that they can trust you to carry a deal to the end.
Circumstances, different circumstances. I did not, with Michael, with Kijana Wamalwa, we fell out initially because of the golden bag. This is what had never been known. And the reports were there. I disagreed in the committee. I did not disagree with Michael Wamalwa alone. I disagreed in the committee to make a recommendation that Patni be paid another 2.5 billion shillings. And I wrote a memo to the committee, which is on record. You can see it, stating why I disagreed. And thereafter, I went to court. I took then George Saitoti to court with Kajwang. Then the Attorney General was called to come and take over my case and enter nolle prosequi. After that, Ford Kenya convened an emergency PG. And that emergency PG, they decided to kick me out of the Public Accounts Committee. I was thrown out. That was the cause of our disagreement. And that's why eventually I, said we need to do a party election. I am the one who proposed Michael Wamalwa Kijana initially as the vice chairman of the party. I'm the one also who proposed his name to take over from Jaramogi. So what reason would I have? It was the disagreement was on the golden bag. The other one of Moi, I told him, look, let us do a nomination fair. Then if your candidate wins, there will be no problem. Since he did not want to do that, I resigned.
So you had to go your way?
Yes. With the other one here in Ni was the MOU which we all signed, and that was not honored after the elections. And they have even owned themselves. The other side, the other time, my colleagues, we formed a coalition. Electoral coalitions.
This is with Kalonzo and
yes,
Musalia?
Yes. There are two forms of electoral coalitions. Pre-election coalition and post-election. Pre-election coalitions are formed in presidential systems to consolidate the votes to win the presidency. If you form the government, then you now share positions, and all that is put in the memorandum. The post-elections are usually in parliamentary systems, when no party gets sufficient seats to form a government of its own.
So which agreement did you have with this?
It was a pre-election pact.
In other words, after the election, that was it?
After elections, if you win, then you share the positions as enshrined in the agreement. If you don't win, of course, then the coalition does not coexist. So you see, a coalition is not a party. There are different political parties.
Did they understand that?
Then definitely they must understand that.
So now let me ask you about your relationship now with President Uhuru Kenyatta. You're working closely on the Building Bridges initiative. First of all, given that you had taken your oath yourself, do you recognize Uhuru Kenyatta as the president of Kenya?
We discussed these issues, and I said, I don't have to be the president of Kenya. What we need is to fix what you call the Kenyan problem, so that we can have a united country. We had a long discussion with Uhuru before we shook hands, and we agreed that he will be the president. I said we will work together to transform the country together, so that we can be able to bequeath to the future generation a united country, so that this country can move towards realization of the Kenyan dream as coined by the founding fathers of our nation.
So in terms of where we are at the moment, do you today recognize Uhuru Kenyatta as President of Kenya?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes.
But you've not denounced the oath you took at Uhuru Park. I know it was not official because there were no instruments of state, but you've never actually denounced that oath.
We did, when we shook hands, we did that. Okay?
That was the moment of saying
yes.
goodbye to that oath?
Yes. We were starting a new chapter.
Right.